Hey everybody, Martha Krejci here. So we are going to talk about the 3 things that surprised me about going non-toxic with Young Living. First things first, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and that you also click on the bell so you get notified whenever videos come on. So we put at least 1 video on every day and sometimes it's more. So now let's go ahead and get into it. The 3 things that surprised me about going non-toxic. First, let's talk about the elephant in the middle of the room. I am a massive skeptic, okay? Whenever I see anything, whenever anything comes in front of me, the very first things that I try to do is I try to debunk it. I try to figure out why I'm seeing what I'm seeing, where the money trail goes, right? Like what agendas are behind that, why these things are being, touted as what I'm supposed to be using. So whenever the non-toxic stuff happened, whenever I started seeing that, I tried to debunk it, right? I tried to, I started using it, and then in the interest of using it, I tried to see if it was actually not going to work and what it was actually doing, right? So all of that said, life before I actually started doing non-toxic stuff in our house, we were just like everybody else. So we had, we used Windex, we used bleach, you guys. We used, we could have lined up all of the cleaning agents that we used in our house on this table. And that's also laundry detergent, dryer sheets, stuff like that. We used all of it. Glade plug-ins, Febreze spray, all of it, you guys. We were, we were completely sold on it. And so is everybody else, right? So is everybody else. But here's the thing is, I didn't realize what it was actually doing to us until I started using non-toxic stuff, because you don't know, you can't see the forest for the trees. You can't see what's happening in your world until you get out of it. And then you look back into it with the fog around it, right? And you're like, whoa, that was really bad, right? Thank goodness we didn't keep doing that. But you don't know it until you've actually come out of it. That's the thing. And so whenever whenever I'm talking to friends, I'm never coming from a place of well, you should do this, da-da-da-da-da. I'm coming from a place of well, this is what I did and this is what it did for me, okay? So if this is what you want to try as well, feel free to try it. If not, no big deal. But this is what it did for me, okay? So now we're just going to talk about the 3 things that surprised me, that surprised the skeptic, which is me, right? So the very first thing that surprised me was that that a lot of my headaches were going away. I was somebody that, no joke, you guys, I would take between 8 and 16 ibuprofen a day. Okay. I was taking a lot of, and now I know that that's terrible for my liver, right? Amongst other things. But I didn't know that then. And why was I taking them? I was taking them because I would get so many headaches, right? Now headaches can come from a number of different things, right? You may need to drink some water. There's I'm not a doctor. It can come from a lot of different things. But something that I noticed is that whenever we started using the non-toxic stuff in our home, that the headaches started going away. So, and I remember in specific, I remember one time Mike was cleaning the bathroom and he was using bleach. So something that he really likes is bleach because I think that it equates to clean for him. It just smelled clean whenever you use bleach. I think that's what he said once anyway. So he was using bleach, but I remember him coming out of the bathroom and of course the vent's on and everything's on and he's cleaning in there and he comes out of the bathroom just to get some fresh air. That's not right, you guys. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to come out of the room that we're cleaning just to be able to breathe. Okay? So that's a thing. But anyway, so one of the things, the very first thing was that headaches started decreasing. And then because we were getting less headaches, we would also get into less little tiffs and stuff like that. Because whenever your body is off, whenever your body is like fighting stuff, it's easy to be off kilter. And it's easy to get agitated, and it's easy to get argumentative and all of that stuff because you have a headache, you're not feeling right, like all of that stuff. So whenever we started using more non-toxic stuff in our house, or we had less of a toxic load on our bodies, then we started having less headaches and started getting in less arguments because of that. Isn't that crazy, you guys? So then the second thing was that was the saving money part of things. Because my understanding was always that whenever you choose non-toxic products, that you're paying a premium for those things. Okay. And if you look at like the catalog, because I use Young Living stuff, but if you look at our catalog, you may look at our cleaning products and say like, oh, that costs more than usual. Well, but here's the thing. Those cleaning products are concentrated. So when you see one bottle of something, you're probably seeing actually 2 or 3 bottles of something, okay? Because it's so honkin' concentrated that you can actually divvy it up into different bottles, okay? So the money that you're spending is actually probably divided by 2 or 3. So the money that we were saving was completely surprising to me. To only need 1 bottle of cleaner in our house as opposed to all of these was crazy to me, because all of these cost X number of dollars, right? This costs X divided by 9, right? A lot less expensive. And then the other thing was I thought, okay, so a non-toxic cleaner, it's all fine and good that it's going to be non-toxic, but that's probably going to mean that it doesn't work as well, right? I feel like everybody thinks that. Let me know in the comments if you also believe that, right? Where before you even tried our non-toxic cleaner, where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. But then what I have found is that it's amazing. So I use it on everything. So we use it on our mirrors. It's streak free, right? So we use it on our mirrors, on our windows, on our hardwood floors, on our counters, on the toilet, on the bathtub, on everything, right? You can use it on everything, literally, and it works really, really well. And then it smells good and you can breathe. So there's that. So not only did we save money, but it actually works. Now, another thing that, and this wasn't even on my list, but I do want to say it. So this is actually going to be 4 things. So you get a bonus thing here. So another thing, you guys, is whenever, say, because I have a 5-year-old, say she, got silly one night and decided she wanted to drink the cleaner under the sink, right? It's kind of like every parent's worst fear, except for parents that use the cleaner I use. Because if she were to have drank 409 or something like that, then you look at the back of that and it's probably going to say, you need to go to the hospital, right? Now you read the back of the bottle that we use and it says to drink water. So if she drank that, all she needs to do is drink water. And the reason why, you guys, is because it's plant-based and it's not chemical-based. So it's not going to hurt her. I mean, is it not going to, she may have a knot in her stomach? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's cleaner. But it's not going to poison her, okay? That's the important thing, you guys. She just needs to dilute it with some water. Just drink some water and get it through your system. That is where I realized, looking at the back of those bottles made me realize that the dishwashing liquid that we were using, that was blue and sudsy and all of the stuff, right? That if you can't ingest that, if you can't drink that, then what business do we have using it on our plates, which then we eat off of, which then we essentially are ingesting that? You guys, it all works together. Okay, so if we can't drink the stuff that we clean our floors with, what business do we have with our babies crawling on the floor and picking that up? That it goes, if you're walking around with bare feet, okay, our skin is our biggest organ on our body. If you're walking around with bare feet on something that has a bunch of toxins in it, your body is going to pick up what is on the floor. Okay? That's how it works. Just think about a nicotine patch. You put on a nicotine patch, the way that it works is it literally goes into your skin. Because that's how things go, right? Whatever you put on your skin or whatever you come into contact with goes into your body, you guys. And if you can't drink it, why do you think it's safe for it to go into your body in any capacity? That's the reality of things, okay? They can sell whatever they want to us. It doesn't have to be safe, you guys. That's the thing, all right? So do I want my dogs licking a floor that has a bunch of toxins on it? No, I don't. We use thieves on our floor. We use it on our toilet. We use it, we use the dishwasher stuff in the dishwasher, of course. We use the dish soap. We use the laundry detergent, and we use wool balls for our dryer. You guys, it's so extremely important. And this is coming from a skeptic. This is coming from someone that was like, yeah, okay. I mean, all right, I'm going to try it, but I'm only trying it to debunk it. Well, joke's on me. Joke's on me, you guys. Because what I found out was actually the opposite. I found out that it actually is saving us from a lot of heartache, you guys. There's a lot of things that too many toxins in our body does. Now, you can go ahead and Google what that is. You may want to Google the term endocrine disruptors, and that might just want to be the beginning of your rabbit hole search, okay? That is a big, big deal, you guys. Anyway, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to go into it. The third thing, or I guess fourth, because we did have that bonus one, is... And guys, if you're watching this, you may not want to, okay? You may want to go ahead and stop now because it's going to get a little girly, okay? My cycle actually regulated itself. So I was diagnosed with PCOS, had a lot of fertility issues. I'm not going to go into all of the everything that included, but it was a lot of fertility issues, okay? Trying to get pregnant and all sorts of things, okay? Ever since I started, whenever I was really young, I was always really I had a painful cycle. It was extremely painful. It was extremely emotionally, my emotions always kind of just do one of these, very ragey, get into it was just always a really bad experience for me. And then also, I would have a cycle and then I wouldn't have another one for 45 days sometimes. Sometimes it'd be 60 days. Sometimes it'd be 90 days. Who knows, right? It was just very sporadic, which really signifies something deeper. Again, I'm not a doctor, but this is what I understand. It signifies something deeper when your body can't get its hormones into a place where they do a regular repeating cycle like they're supposed to, okay? When I said endocrine disruptors before, your endocrine system is your hormones, okay? Just so you guys know. Just so it will connect those dots over here, okay? Now, whenever we stopped having so many toxins in our home by using the toxin-free cleaner and everything, whenever we stopped having so many toxins in our home, my body regulated itself. And I can't help but think that the reason for the regulation was because my body no longer needed to fight off the toxins that were in the cleaners and the laundry detergent and all of that stuff. It no longer needed to fight all of that off. So now what it could do is it could heal itself and it could regulate itself. It could do what it's supposed to do. You guys, our bodies are amazing, okay? Our bodies can do very just miraculous things if they're able to, if we can keep the toxic load on them down, right? Then they're able to just do their job and it's amazing. But when you have so many toxins in your life, of course it's too busy fighting, right? It's too busy fighting to be able to heal. That's the way I see things. Again, I'm not a doctor, but it makes sense to me. And that's the way that I see things. And it was my body and it's my experience. And that was my experience. So I also, we got the cleaner, the non-toxic cleaner, and all of a sudden my cycles now became regular. Which I do not plan on having any other kids or anything, but I imagine for somebody that's looking to, that's probably a pretty important thing for them. I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor. But that is what I wanted to share with you guys, right? Life pre non-toxic cleaner and all of the making non-toxic choices in my home. So pre that, I also want you guys to understand that I started out as a skeptic. And I started out trying to debunk this stuff. And what happened is that by happy accident, I realized this stuff is the real deal. And that it's good. And that it's less expensive. And that it's definitely less expensive in the long haul, especially whenever it comes to our health. Okay? So that is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know any questions you have in the comments. Feel free to share this video around if you want to. And you have an awesome day. Bye-bye.